Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see, especially since I've done a pregnancy update. I think one of the last pregnancy updates I did, I might have been 23-ish weeks. As of today, I am 28 weeks one day, so I turned 28 weeks yesterday. So this is gonna be a 28-week pregnancy update. I took a little while off of YouTube. It's been a lot just going on, like pregnancy-wise and just being a mom and I don't know, dealing with life. So we are jumping back in with a pregnancy update and hopefully the videos will continue. And I really want to document the rest of my pregnancy with you guys and for myself and my family as well. So welcome to my 28-week pregnancy update. As you guys can see, I'm in a new little filming area for this pregnancy update. I'm usually in my room. I figured why not film in baby boy's nursery since it's almost done. If only you guys can see to the left of me though, there's like so many baby things just like here that aren't put away and I can't do anything with yet. But anyways, we're filming in the nursery today. It's finally coming together. I have my baby shower in a month, I think, from today. Yeah, a month from today I have my baby shower. We are having a baby shower for our third baby, which is a little bit, I don't know, some people are like weird about that or don't like to have baby showers after their first pregnancy, but we do want to just like celebrate this baby, as well as I don't have a lot of boy stuff obviously, and a lot of the stuff that I used for my first and second child I can't no longer use. So we are having a baby shower and some family is gonna come in and it's gonna be very small and like intimate, nothing crazy, but that's really exciting. And we do have that coming. I also have a midwife appointment this Saturday, so if you are new here, I am having a home birth. This is gonna be my first home birth as well as my first natural labor. So I did have 2 hospital inductions previously as well as with an epidural. My first epidural kind of failed, which is another story, but yeah, this is gonna be my first natural labor as well as home birth, and I'm very excited for that. So I have been seeing a midwife who comes to my home, and I've documented a little bit of that on my YouTube channel if you guys want to check that out. My last appointment at 24-ish weeks I actually filmed, so you guys can get a glimpse into that. But I do have an upcoming appointment this Saturday. My appointments are always on Saturdays, just what works best, and my husband can be there. Yeah, and then after that we start seeing her every 2 weeks. In my last video I got my birthing kit. So yeah, usually I write notes down for these types of videos, but I didn't write anything really down this time, and I'm kind of just gonna go off of what I'm feeling right now and what I can remember as I'm sitting here like 28 weeks and I have my thoughts all combined. So yeah, midwife appointment coming up. As for like birth, my feelings, my fears, I am getting a little bit nervous for birth, being that it is 12 weeks ish away. Could be less, could be more. This is, like I said, my first natural birth, and it's gonna be in my house. So although I feel prepared and I feel very at peace with the whole process, and I'm like very excited to experience a natural home birth, I'm also nervous, but I feel like I'd be nervous for any birth. It's been 2.5 years since I've given birth, so it's like starting all over again, kind of. And yeah, I'm a little nervous. Every birth is different as well, so although I had like a really good birth experience with my last baby, I'm kind of hoping for that again, but we all know that birth is just a surprise and you can't really like plan for that. So I had a really smooth labor my second pregnancy, and I think it really just like gave me a sense of like, oh, well, the next one's gonna be easy too. And now I'm kind of starting to feel like that might not be true, and I have to prepare myself for that. It might be a harder labor, it might be a longer labor. I had like an 8.5-hour labor last time. Might be a shorter labor, which is what we're hoping for, like 6 hours would be ideal. But there's no way to know until it's here. So I've just kind of been preparing for whatever is to come with this baby, and we'll see how he decides to enter this world. So I am feeling a little fearful. I'm a little nervous to give birth without an epidural, because as I've said, this is my first time, although I have had a failed epidural, and I do know what like 10 centimeter contractions feel like. It's still a little nerve-wracking. So that's just something that's been on my mind, but I'm preparing. I've been watching a lot of like home birth videos and how to prepare for birth in general, and a lot of like stretches and pre-labor exercises and things I can do to help my body prepare for labor. I also did use red raspberry leaf tea and evening primrose oil. I did the inserted capsules with my second pregnancy, and I will be doing that again because I do feel that that is what contributed to such a smooth, easy labor last time. So the red raspberry leaf tea start around 32 weeks. And then the evening primrose oil, I think you start at 37 or 38 weeks. So that can really get labor going and smooth. But I had really like nice, easy contractions last time. So I'm like hoping that that was a contribution. And I am going to be trying it again. As long as my midwife approves and everything. So yeah, some birth feelings and labor feelings are just like revving up, which is completely normal in the third trimester, which is really hard to believe that I'm even in the third trimester because I announced my pregnancy so early, and I feel like I've definitely been feeling the length of this 9 months of pregnancy. But yeah, we've made it to the third trimester. Speaking of third trimester, along with that comes a lot of the physical aspects of pregnancy, the physical aches, the physical pains, and just the physical burdens of pregnancy, and those have begun. This is about where in every pregnancy that I've had, I start to feel very physically drained, physically pained. I have been using a pregnancy pillow for the last month, which has been helping. I will link the one that I used down below. My husband purchased it for me off Amazon, and that has been a lifesaver because I've had a lot of back pain. With my previous pregnancies, I had sciatic nerve pain and sciatic like back pain down my legs and my butt. This pregnancy, I have not had that thankfully, but I have had a lot of lower back pain, and I think because I'm carrying so low and I have a lot of like extra weight and extra skin and gravity is like kind of pulling on the belly here this pregnancy, I've definitely had a lot of lower, even like mid upper back pain, and I have my husband rub my back a lot and it's very relieving. I've also been using a heating pad. I only use the heating pad for 20 minutes at a time, 2 times a day tops, but usually just once a day, like before bed, or if I'm starting to feel like really intense back pain, I'll use a heating pad. I just use an electric one. I can also link that one below because it's really good, and I just like to use it on the low setting, and it helps like tremendously, and it just relieves a little bit. So yeah, I've been having back pain a lot. My boobs have been very sore. As you guys know, I had been breastfeeding. I won't say that we've stopped breastfeeding, but we are almost done. And we're definitely going to be done by the time this baby is born. I breastfeed my 2.5-year-old daughter. She nurses once a day at most anymore, but because my boobs have been hurting and my milk is turning into colostrum and the taste is changing for her, I'm assuming she's kind of self-weaned off of it with a little bit of help from me and my husband. Like, he'll take her whenever she tries to use it for comfort or like pacify on it. But yeah, other than that, there are days that we go without it, like multiple days at a time, and I'm a little weak when it comes to saying no all the time, so there are days where she will just like nurse once, but it's not for long, and then she realizes like, I'm not a huge fan of this milk, and she kind of just walks away. So we are in the self-weaning process, but I have been having some like breast pain and just like sore nipples. My nipples are huge, if I'm gonna be honest, and they've gotten extremely dark, which is common in pregnancy, especially for me in pregnancy. So that's something I was expecting. Other than that, I've kind of been having some lower belly cramping, I will say. Like right now, my back is hurting, but it's because I'm sitting up on this rocking chair. But I've been having some lower belly cramping as well. And I did have this with my second pregnancy, which like was really concerning to me at the time. But now that I know it's normal, I'm not very concerned, and a lot of the time drinking water will help. And then I've also been experiencing Braxton Hicks, which is new for me, honestly. In my other pregnancies, I can't really say that I experienced Braxton Hicks, especially like this early on. I started experiencing it maybe like 3 weeks ago or so, and with my others, I would say it was like right before birth, and it was maybe only 1 or 2 times that I could really tell. This time around, my body must just be really preparing for labor. I started getting them around, I think like 24 weeks, 25 weeks, and my belly would get so tight, so uncomfortable, and made me a little nervous because, like I said, I've never really like experienced that, but it wasn't painful or anything. So I would like chug a big bottle of water, and that would help and relieve it, or just like laying down, because I would notice it would happen after being on my feet for a long period of time, because I am not very good at resting when my body needs it. So yeah, Braxton Hicks has been a huge symptom, and again, that goes along with just the physical things that start happening during pregnancy. Let me know if Braxton Hicks was something that you experienced in pregnancy. I feel like most women do, but for me, it just wasn't something that I had my first 2 pregnancies, and I feel like it's more common in your like first pregnancies, just so your body is like teaching you how to prepare. But it was not the case for me, and I am just now, as a 3rd-time mom, really experiencing that. So yeah, physically I am feeling just like out of it. I'm getting to that point where it's like, okay, like 12 weeks left, cannot wait for these 12 weeks to be over, ready to hold my baby, not 100% ready to give birth, not 100% ready for him to even be here because I have so much to do. But like pregnancy is finally taking its toll on my body, and I know the next 12 weeks it's only just going to progressively get worse. I'm going to progressively get more tired and heavier. So yeah. Also, speaking of like weight gain, things like that, I weighed myself the other day, which I haven't done. I've only been weighing myself at my midwife appointments, but I was just curious, and I weighed myself. I've only gained 23 pounds so far, which I feel like isn't too bad. As I've said in my previous pregnancy updates, I'm not really like concerned about my weight this time. I am at the heaviest weight I have been. Right now, my weight is how I ended my last 2 pregnancies, and this time I still have 12 weeks to go. So, but I'm not concerned about it. I'm not going to let that like get me down. I know that once the baby's here, I can focus on myself and my body, and I'm just letting my body do its work. But I did weigh myself, and 23 pounds up so far. As for other symptoms, I always mention my cravings. I haven't had any cravings really. I still do like spicy food. I've been eating a lot of cereal, but that is only because I have had food aversions finally. And if you followed along this whole pregnancy, I've been saying it's really weird for me not to have had any food aversions, because in my previous pregnancies I had so many. Well, they have finally made their appearance, and I basically don't like anything, if that makes sense. There are some days where I have a good day and I can eat like a normal 3 meals a day and snacks and stuff. And then there are some days, which happen to be a lot of days lately, where just nothing sounds good. I can have my coffee, I can maybe have breakfast or lunch, and then by dinner time, everything sounds gross. I don't want to eat. My stomach feels like it's going to explode. I haven't had a huge appetite. Last night, for example, we were just having like chicken and mashed potatoes and, you know, things that I normally like, and I filled my plate. And as soon as I sat down to eat it, it just like, I could not get myself to eat it. I wasn't hungry, and the food just like was not appetizing to me. So that's been happening quite often. That's been a little strange. Usually food aversions happen like the beginning of pregnancy. For me, they're happening now in the 3rd trimester. I feel like I've kind of been rambly since I didn't have notes this time. So let me just go and see if I have anything else that I have written down over the last several weeks, because it has been quite a few weeks, which I don't think that I do. In my last video though, I did say that I was struggling like mental health wise with my pregnancy or prenatal depression, which is something that I suffered with in my 2nd pregnancy. So far, 4 weeks later, I am feeling much better. The crying spells that I was having seem to have subsided, or like my emotions have subsided a little bit, and I haven't been quite as like sad or depressed. And I am still taking my medication regularly, which is obviously a huge help, and I have realized that as I've been dealing with this again. Yeah, I've definitely been feeling better, and I definitely went through a really rough phase and a rough patch with it this pregnancy. But I think just staying consistent on my medication, making sure like the people around me were aware of what was going on and I wasn't holding in my feelings has been very helpful. So highly recommend to anyone who is feeling like they might be going through some sort of prenatal or postpartum depression. I would definitely not only tell like your doctor, your midwife, but let your husband know, let him know how he can support you. Be very honest and open about it, or just a family member or whoever is your support person during this pregnancy. So that's definitely been on the better end of it, and I'm hoping for the rest of my pregnancy I can maybe feel a little bit better. But I think that's all that I have to update you guys on. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know, but I am going to give you guys a bump date. My bump has grown. It has grown a lot since the last time I spoke to you. So let me give you guys a quick update, and then we are going to end this video. Guys so much for watching today's pregnancy update. Thank you for following along into my 3rd trimester. If you are new and haven't been subscribed already, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. I will be back with some more videos and just updating you guys and taking you along on my 3rd pregnancy journey as a young mom of soon to be 3. So don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up because we would love to have you stick around, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye everyone.